Greetings all. It is Roselle season. Yep. Time to harvest those fruiting hibiscus. Now, to clarify something, I have a lot of people who seem to think that this plant is a perennial, like a lot of hibiscus. It is not. Roselle is more closely related to things like okra that are annuals. Okay. So don't expect it to live over the winter. And so you want to get your crops off, harvest them, and then pull the plants, use them for compost. Right now, the calyx on these is just about perfect. They should snap off, with just a little twist of the hand when they're ready. The part of this that we use is not the flower, nor is it the fruit. That's the fruit I just kicked out. It's this right here. That's the calyx. It's the thing that is around the outside of the fruit. This is the fruit, seeds, okay? There's the calyx. Again, flower here, okay, these are the flowers. And the flowers are not what we use, although they are edible. The leaves are also edible for people who like to eat them. But I hear frequently that it's the fruit on this, or the flower. It's neither. It's this thing right here. Okay. Now, over the years, I figured out a number of good ways to harvest this stuff. Today, my plants are incredibly healthy and very vigorous for this time in October. Been the way the weather was, I guess. And so, usually, I will cut whole branches off with all the calyx intact, and then I'll go through and I'll shear them all off into my basket. But because this is still producing, flowering and flowering, as long as the weather remains, we're going to continue to get more harvest off of these. So I am not taking away the main plants and the branches. Okay, but you can harvest just like that right off the side of the stem. That's what I've been doing, just harvesting right off the stem here. Now you don't want to cut all the fruit off, because if you do that, you won't have seed for next year. We have already been through and harvested a very substantial amount. I have several quarts dry already of this stuff. But there you go. Easiest way to do this, right in the field. Just take the shear and go like that. And you take the shear while it's on the branch. You could take the shear at them while they're on the plant. In our case, the plants are staying this year. I'm not shearing them back. Appears here that I didn't get to this the other day, because these are definitely really ripe. And so harvest just like that. It's very fast, very easy. There's a whole lot of other ways you can do it, but unless we're saving seed, we don't want the seeds. They're not used in tea. Okay. Now the plants have little barbs on them that contain oxalic acid, and so you can get spiked by this stuff slightly, and it burns a little bit if that happens. Gloves could be in order. My hands are pretty tough, and it doesn't seem to bother them much, but I know it's a problem for Ellen. She's always getting spines. Just in case you missed the video about yacon, I am crazy with yacon here. And I have both the starts and I have the produce for anybody interested. So the next step is we have to dry them. Now they can be dried by various means. I'm using an Excalibur dehydrator here, and I'm setting the thing for the settings for fruit. After they're finished in the dehydrator, they look like that. They actually maintain at least about half of their volume, I guess, when they're dried. This is the product that you use to make, Roselle tea, like red zinger tea, or Mexican drink Jamaica, spelled Jamaica. We just steep them in water. We do it in the sun here these days. I used to boil the calyx, but decided that sun tea works just as well. It's not as hot, and it probably doesn't destroy some of the chemicals in there. My suggestion is using glass jars, especially the brown ones, so the light doesn't affect this stuff. And silicon dioxide and the little packets in your vitamin stuff will help too, to keep this in good shape while it's sitting on the shelf. I've never managed to store it for more than 1.5 years because by then it's all gone. All right, we use it up. But I'm quite certain this will store in very good shape for at least 2 years if it's dried out properly. All right, folks. We all have a great weekend. Hang loose and grow more Roselle. Aloha.